My mom wrote, "Don't bother coming home. Your room's already rented out. Enjoy your street gang life." I said nothing. 2 days later, her tenant called me. Turns out she rented my property. My phone buzzed at midnight. Mom's text glowed on the screen. I read it 3 times. No tears came. Just this hollow confusion that settled in my chest like cold water. Street gang life? I was a lab technician. I wore scrubs and spent my days pipetting samples for hospital diagnostics. The wildest thing I'd done recently was try a new Thai place during lunch break. But that message made something click into place. All the weird phone calls she'd been dodging. The way she'd rush me off the line whenever I mentioned visiting. How defensive she got when I said I might move back to save money. See, when I was 19, still figuring out college majors and eating ramen 3 meals a day, my grandmother died. She left me her duplex in her will. It was this 1,960 seconds 2-unit building in a decent neighborhood. Nothing fancy, but solid. Both units had 2 bedrooms, hardwood floors, and this little shared backyard with a cherry tree. I was barely an adult. I didn't know what to do with the whole building. So when my parents sat me down and said they wanted to help, that they'd live there and maintain it until I graduated, I thought that was perfect. They'd have a nice place rent-free. I wouldn't have to worry about property management from 2 hours away. Win-win. That was 4 years ago. I graduated last spring with my biology degree, landed the lab job, and started thinking practically. Rent was eating half my paycheck. I had student loans breathing down my neck. The obvious solution was moving back into my own property. But every time I brought it up, Mom had a reason why it was a bad idea. Asterisk. The neighborhood's changed, sweetheart. There's been break-ins. Asterisk. The house needs so much work. You don't want to deal with that stress. Asterisk. Just focus on your career. You're doing so well where you are. Asterisk. She made it sound like concern, like motherly protection. I believed her because why wouldn't I? These were my parents. Then last month, I drove past the duplex on my way to visit a friend. Just happened to be in the area. I slowed down as I passed, and the place looked fine. Better than fine, actually. Fresh paint on the trim, new porch lights, flowers in the beds. When I mentioned it to Mom later, she got defensive. Asterisk. We've been maintaining it like we promised. Why are you checking up on us? Asterisk. That tone, that sharpness. It planted something in my gut that wouldn't go away. 2 weeks ago, I told them I'd made a decision. I was moving back in September. I'd take the upstairs unit. They could stay downstairs. It would be nice, actually. Close to family again. Mom's response. Asterisk. That's not going to work. You need to let this go. Asterisk. Not, we need time to prepare, or let's talk about logistics. Just flat refusal. I pushed. She got angry. Dad stayed silent. Then came the text at midnight. That message that was supposed to crush me. Asterisk. Don't bother coming home. Your room's already rented out. Enjoy your street gang life. Asterisk. I didn't sleep. I just stared at the ceiling, trying to make sense of the words. Street gang life. Rented out. Asterisk. My times room. The next morning, I was making coffee when my phone rang. Unknown number. Hi, this is Derek Chen. I just rented the upstairs unit at 847 Maple Street. My blood went cold. You rented it? Yeah, from Nancy Chen. She said she's the landlord, but I'm thorough, so I checked the public property records and he paused. The owner is listed as someone named Iris Chen. Is that you? My hand was shaking so hard I had to set down my mug. Yes, that's me. Silence on his end. Then, oh, asterisk. She's been collecting my rent for 3 months. I gave her first, last, and security. That's $4,500. And she showed me a lease with her time's name on it as the owner. I'll call you back, I whispered. I hung up and immediately started searching. Property tax records, county assessor, deed information, all of it. Every single document. My name, asterisk, Iris Chen, asterisk owner. Since my grandmother's death 4 years ago, my hands moved on autopilot. I pulled up my banking app and searched for any deposits from rental income. Nothing. Not a single cent. Then I opened my email and searched 847 Maple. Found the property management website I'd set up years ago but never used. Changed the password. Logged in. And there it was. Azu tenant portal I didn't know existed. Asterisk 2 active leases. Asterisk upstairs unit. Derek Chen, $1,500 month. Started 3 months ago. Downstairs unit. Patricia Vega, $1,600 month. Started times 6 months ago. Asterisk. My parents hadn't been living there at all. They kicked me out of my own property. Rented both units. And were pocketing over $3,000 a month while telling me the house was too run down to use. I didn't text Mom back. I called my lawyer. Within 48 hours, eviction notices were filed. And I had a police escort scheduled to reclaim my property.